Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick little comparison video here based upon the Sony Xperia Z5 Premium with the the Nexus 6P. Sorry, they actually seem to be very similar actually. That's why sometimes you might get these two confused. I have used both of these as like my daily driver for a while, and I wanted to share my experience here on both of them, doing a quick little review of both of them. Now, first things first, we can talk about the displays on these. Obviously that's the main kind of thing here with the display on the Z5 Premium, which is an eye-popping
what do we have here?
This is an eye-popping display here, which is 806 ppi on the left, which comes into effect when you're doing your video, as well as the pictures and things like that. So very nice high resolution display on the Z5 Premium. On the Nexus 6P we're getting a 2K display, which is a Super AMOLED display, which I'm a big fan of Super AMOLED. Which obviously boasts the viewing angles here. So if you tilt both of them to the side, you will find that the Super AMOLED does hold its colours better than the Z5 Premium, despite the fact the Z5 Premium obviously coming with a 4K display. I think the really truly ground setting kind of display, or groundbreaking kind of display, will be the 4K Super AMOLED display. That will probably, burn your eyes out with its awesomeness. But the display on the Z5 Premium is very nice. It's I think it's based upon LCD technology. You can customize it as well a little bit to be a little bit more vibrant if you want in the actual display settings. I've got it on X Reality at the moment. I do like my accuracy when watching videos and doing stuff. The Nexus 6P I think is quite fixed when it comes to the display options. If we have a look here, you can see there isn't actually much you can change when it comes to the display, which is a bit boring really. And some people have commented that they can see like a little bit of a pink tinge on the display. So maybe the Super AMOLED which is employed here isn't probably the most up-to-date Samsung technology, because that's where most people get their Super AMOLED from. Let's talk about the actual form factors here. So we're getting both of them roughly the same kind of size. I think the size of the Nexus 6P obviously slightly bigger, 5.7 inches versus 5.5 inches. However, the Nexus 6P does quite amazing in that it feels literally the same size as the Z5 Premium, even though they're both the same size. Slightly bigger display there, as you can see, so you're going to get a little bit more content, I think, and a little bit different in terms of the design philosophy here. So you can see on the Sony you're getting a beautiful kind of back here, which is, as you can see, in the need for a little polish here. It's like kind of like a reflective mirror on the back of it, whereas you get like kind of a more frosted aluminium finish on the Nexus 6P, which reminds me a little bit of the HTC One M7 and has the advantage of no kind of fingerprint issues here, but it doesn't look quite as bling as the one on the Z5 Premium, if you ask me. It's still very good, but I think you can see we do have this black kind of glass area here, which apparently might be prone to cracking. Some people have been saying if you slam it on the desk a bit too hard, so you might want to be careful there. I used to call it the periscope phone because it reminded me of like a periscope, the actual design, but it's kind of it's grown on me, I have to admit. It's a very nice phone here with the nice chamfering, but I think it's going to be probably personal preference which one people prefer out of these two. Both of them very beautiful nevertheless. Getting your Type-C technology integrated into the Nexus 6P, which means I have had to swap around quite a lot of cables, whereas you don't have to do that with the Z5 Premium. Z5 Premium is coming with one flap as well here, where you can expand the actual storage, as well as put your micro SIM in. This is pretty good for those of us who carry micro SD expandabilities, but we don't get that on the Nexus, unfortunately. Stuck with either 32, 64 or 128 gig capacities. So you might want to, when you're purchasing the phone, think about what you need to store on it. Personally, I've found that just storing a few games, as well as taking some 4K etc., I'm already almost using pretty much all my capacity here on the Nexus 6P. You can see I'm down to 12 already, and the same as well for the Z5 Premium, so definitely something to consider here. Both of them have fixed in batteries. I think the battery is a little bit bigger on the Z5 Premium. Generally, I've found that I can hammer them both hardcore all day and not have any issues when it comes to the battery life. You can see I think this started off at about 22% at the beginning of this video. Thankfully Sony didn't make it 4K all the time, or it might have needed a 5000 mAh battery or something just to get through the day. But the battery on the 6P is very efficient in itself. I've found that the charging is very fast as well through the Type-C, so that's pretty cool. Both of them have fingerprint sensors. Now this is going to be quite subjective which one you prefer. You can either prefer the one on the Z5 Premium here, which comes with the fingerprint sensor on the side of the phone. So if we just set this up here nice and quick, so it allows you to set it up here, and you can see it does it relatively quick, but not quite as quick as I think as the one in the Nexus 6P here. Now this one is probably the fastest that you'll get on like any device here. If we just go to the security and then Nexus imprint, you can see this one is hella fast. So you have to set up a pin obviously in case you lose your finger or something. But the one on this one is on the back here, so you can see once you put that on the back, look how fast this is. Literally just have to lift it like about 6 times and it's done. I mean, that is awesome. Much faster than like anything on Samsung devices as well. So I think I slightly prefer maybe the fingerprint sensor here on the 6P, but then again, very subjective to which one you prefer there. Both of them very accurate. I think they're all quite accurate nowadays anyway. But I think the other things to talk about, obviously the cameras here. You're getting 12 megapixel versus 23 megapixel, and generally I've found the Nexus 6P to be slightly stronger in terms of the low light. The Z5 Premium slightly better when it comes to the daylight, so kind of mixed performance there, regardless of what DxOMark has to say. But at the end of the day, both of them have strengths and weaknesses here to consider. If you're a power user, I'd probably point you in the direction of the Z5 Premium. Yes, it is a little bit more expensive than the Nexus 6P, which is also something to factor in, but I think it's going to last you a little bit longer when it comes to your storage and things like that. But if you like your stock Android and quick updates, there can only be one choice here, and that is the Nexus device. But yeah, just a quick little comparison here. Hope you found it helpful, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.